Liverpool fans, I get it now. I ain't gonna lie. I get it now. We've seen the Trent unveiling. We've seen this guy speaking fluent Spanish. Fluent. The type of Spanish that you don't learn in a couple of weeks going up your levels on Duolingo. Not that type of Spanish. We're talking real Spanish. And I thought, I've had my say that I think Liverpool fans have been too harsh and you guys have pushed back and loads of you have pushed back. But I'm not going to lie. When you see some of the quotes that he said yesterday and you see the level of fluidity that he's speaking the French in, speaking the Spanish in, I can understand that it must make you feel the type of way. I still think some people did too much, but his fluent speaking Spanish, it was kind of mad. And I thought, if that was me and it was a United player, it was Cobby, it would make you feel away. It would make you feel away. And one of the lines, I think one of the quotes was, correct me if I'm wrong as well. It was, I watched Real Madrid win like 3 Champions Leagues in a row. And it was like, bro, didn't you play in the game? One of the games that they won that in, you played for Liverpool and they lost. You lost against them. And it's like, then he slipped up a little bit, said, I've been waiting a long time to join here. He went, oh, sorry, let me just clear that up. A long time, I mean a couple of weeks. Obviously, he's lying. So on one hand, I do still have a view of like, you know what? Let's be real, man. He's entitled to do what he wants for his career. Like he did probably know, clearly he knew from a couple of years ago, I'm going to run down my contract and I'm going to go on a free and I'm going to go to Real Madrid. He knew he was going to do that. And the pushback is, he owes the club this or he owes the club that. He should have signed a contract even though he knew that so you guys could get some money. I get that, but that's the bit where we have to separate as fans, man. Like, even though you love him and it's your player from the academy and he's one of you, he's Scouse through and through, yeah. He spent 20 years at the club. Like, you can't always think of this loyalty thing. It's football, man. It's a job. And I just think because of what he's won and what he's given to the football club, I think that counteracts it. But emotionally, I still understand that when you physically see him on that podium, talking as good Spanish as he is, if that was Kobbie Mainoo, I'll be like, nah, man. It would hurt. It would. And actually, that's a Kobbie Mainoo that's won the FA Cup. I know. Imagine a Kobbie Mainoo that had won the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Club World Cup, all of it, that had won the lot. Do you know what I mean? It would hit different. So I had to take a step back and be like, you know what? For the first time, I probably, as much as, yes, the rivalry in me and the banter, listen, getting AGT, I'm like, yeah, great. Listen, it's amazing that he's speaking this much Spanish and it's beautiful to see. Every time I see posts about him, I'll put GOAT underneath. That's when I'm trolling. I just like to do that sometimes. I'm a Man United fan, obviously. But if I'm talking about it objectively and properly here on the Football Flex, which is what this is for, I have to say I do see it more now than I ever have from the Liverpool fan perspective. You know what I mean? Because I think that if you look at how he's behaving now, because he's obviously so happy to be there, it's going to hurt you. It is. Of course it's going to make you hurt. I know people call him a rat and a snake. I don't go as far as that. And listen, I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I won't ever feel as strongly as you guys do. I'm just here to say today that, like, I do get it. I do get what you guys are saying. Finally. You know what I mean? It was funny seeing it and this, that, and the third. But you do have to remember, guys, like, you can't. It is what it is, though, isn't it? It's football. Like, you're moved on already. You got Frimpong. You just broke the British transfer record. You're about to for Florian Wirtz. Like, the club's in an amazing space. You've had bigger players leave before. You know what I'm saying? It's the same at Man United. We've seen Beckham leave, Cantona, flipping, Roy Keane, Ronaldo. I mean, real big players that have left the club. You know what I mean? Yap Stam. There's been big players that have left Man United before, and it's the same at Liverpool. There's been big players that have left, and the club lives on. The club's always bigger than any one player, and I know you guys know that, but I do think it's crazy. And I think AGT was saying to me, like, you know, they are a European rival to you. You've played them so many times in Europe in recent years, and I think them alongside, I think AC Milan as well, and yourselves, like you've won like the most Champions Leagues and stuff like that. Like it is a sickener, but I'm sure you guys know, like when it's Real Madrid, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? But he looked very happy to be there, which obviously he is. He has, I think, what's very, very clear. He's been planning this for a hot minute. He's been planning this for a long time, couple of years, because that level of Spanish is not is not normal. It's not normal. And as much as I was laughing, and as much as I found it funny, it weren't until I started to kind of really take it in. I thought, nah, you know what, let me address these lot, because I actually can see it from your point of view. Do you know what I'm saying? I can, because he's come through the club since the age of 5 or something like that. Like I said, spent 20 years at the club, given you everything, won everything, and has spoken on record about wanting to be the captain and, you know, wanting to just achieve all his dreams at Liverpool. And listen, his dreams change, his perspective changed, and I don't see there being a problem with that. But what I do understand now is the emotional side that is going to come with that. How's it not? You know, and what's going to be real tasty now is, you know, what it's like in the Champions League. Like you say, you guys have been playing them a lot recently. When you lot buck up on them, because it's not an if, it's a when. You're going to end up playing against Real Madrid, going to get their act together, start going to the last stage of the Champions League. You guys, I'm sure, will. You know, you had the early exit last year to PSG, the eventual winners. No shame in that. But you're gonna cross paths, and I can't wait. I probably want to be at that game as a Real Madrid fan, to see what that reception's like, because he's gonna get a tough time. I don't think he's left. You see, like how some of the treatment of him on the way out. Not every fan, not all the Liverpool fans booed him. You know what I'm saying? But definitely when he comes back for an opposing team, there's going to be no love lost then. So he'll definitely get booed then. Every single touch, you know what I'm saying? Every single run, every single foul, literally every single touch of the ball. So that's going to be crazy. And I'm sure football has a funny way. Football has a funny way of having its like poetry in motion, having its poetic moments, and writing storylines. And the storyline is there: Liverpool, Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Final of the Champions League, semi-final of the Champions League, even quarters. Who cares? Just meeting, even if it's in the flipping league phase of the Champions League, they will meet again. Trent will have to play. I'm sure of it. Trent will have to play against Liverpool, and I think he's going to have to play against them sooner than he thinks. And that is where, as a neutral, I'm going to be like this. I need to see what's going on there. So, yeah, Liverpool fans, I get it. I get it. That must have hurt. That must have hurt. So, yeah, point taken. I take your point. Smash the like on the video, peeps. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm out of here. Peace.